They're having a reunion over here.
I saw you from all the way over there.
You guys, why don't I just get you together? Might as well. You're having a little reunion.
Yay.
So you're here at this event. I know you choreographing for Shake It Up.
Yeah, I'm assistant choreographer for Shake It Up. Yeah.
You've also, yeah.
She gets to watch me fail epically at times.
Never.
Well, you obviously didn't fail too bad if you got on the show.
Oh, I've got a great embarrassing moment for my audition. I'm in there with, one of the girls we're all testing and mix and matching and stuff. And they goes, do you have any cool talents that you can do that's dance related? And I go, I can do a handstand if I go against a wall.
No, I already know it's going to happen.
Exactly, right? So they're like, okay, great, sounds good. So the girl steps aside and I get ready to do it. And about this far from the ground, my head slams into the wall and I black out. So I'm like unconscious on the floor in the Disney building on the 21st floor, and like this office full of all of Disney's execs. I call them the penguins because they're always wearing suits. But, apparently what they were saying, they're all like, should we call an ambulance? This has never happened before. We've never had a kid black out in the audition room. But I did get the job, and I think it's just...
Sure did.
And I could not dance. You can ask for Sarah. Oh, no.
But he's dancing his little behind off this season. It's amazing. So
You got to get the b-boying in there, though, at some point.
Yeah, little do people know that he's got some b-boy tricks under his belt, so you might be seeing that this season.
Is this something you can show us right now in this space?
Right now, no.
I don't know in these pants. Are
Not in
these
these
stretch?
pants,
I
no.
don't know.
These are
They
not.
don't stretch that much.
No, these are not stretchy pants. You go about that far and they'll rip. But yeah, I'm growing again.
You should be. How old are you?
I'm 16.
16. You should be growing.
I feel my thigh like in pain already. I'm like, oh no.
I guess I'll just have to get higher heels
You
then.
will. You'll have to get higher heels so you can teach us the routine in higher heels.
So now you also choreographed for iDance, which is working in, it's working side by side with this whole event tonight. So now how does iDance play into this event?
Well, iDanceMachine is a lot of different things. It's a website for people. Personally, I'm from Missouri, so for me, if this would have been 5 to 10 years ago, I would have been utilizing this website. It's for artists and actors and singers, and we're all of those, for people to use it as networking as well as audition for this feature film, which is pretty amazing to have that opportunity. I know you're not from LA either, so I'm sure he would have jumped on that too had it been a couple years ago. So it's pretty amazing. And then of course there's the movie. There's a movie coming out which I'm choreographing.
And it's called iDanceMachine.
It's called iDanceMachine. And what's really amazing is I love the storyline. We're also doing the campaign about stopping kids from bullying other kids. And I feel really, really, really passionate about that. I'm proud to be a part of that. And the storyline of the movie goes along with that, about just accepting people for who they are and not bullying other kids. So it's really a positive message all around.
And now I'm sure being in high school in the past, and you also, have you, you see bullying all the time. Do you ever step in when you see somebody you may not be friends with being bullied?
I mean, I'm that guy who was, sort of, they called me the jerd. It was a jock and a nerd. Because I could play all the sports with all the guys, and I was one of the shorter kids too. But I also had this intimidation factor because I always had the really tall, buff guys behind me. So I would walk up because I'd be the only one who'd be like, no, this isn't good. So I'd walk up and I'd be like, hey, cut it out, man. And if need be, I would get a teacher involved and whatnot. But I'd also have the entire jock ensemble directly behind me, 2 feet. So it's like this guy who's, double my size isn't going to go up against 50 guys,
So you basically had security before you were on TV.
I had security before I was on TV, indeed.
How about yourself?
I've always been really passionate about stopping people from bullying, and I was always, Kenton knows, I tend to be a little bit of a firecracker. So when I see stuff like that go on, it really affects me. But what I found, especially as I've gotten older, but even when I was younger, is sometimes you have to approach the bully, and not in an attack way, but just say, hey, is everything okay with you? And spark up a conversation in a positive way, because sometimes that's just the bully's way of needing something that they're lacking in their life. So I just don't want kids to lash out and think, now we're going to go attack the bully, because then we're kind of
don't do what I did. No. Because see, what I did was the intimidation of the little guy. It was like the Napoleon complex, where the little guy was like running it. But don't do what I did, because I mean, like, it was a positive conversation of, hey, man, stop, no, why are you doing that? You know, and I mean, and then the kid ends up being a part of your group. But what I put off was, you know, we went up and we beat up on the guy. No, we did not do that.
No.
I just meant, like, you know, we went up as a group because it was, you know, support in numbers.
Totally.
That's what I meant.
Actually, thank you for clarifying that, and that's a really good point you bring up, because a lot of people, I feel like, always go towards the victim, and they never really think, well, maybe the bully has some issues, and they need someone to speak to.
I think it's something that needs to be addressed all around, to the victim of being bullied and the bully themselves. I think if we all come together, that's a way to stop it, not being one-sided, in my experience at least.
Hey, it's Kenton Duty.
Hi, I'm Christina Grady.
And you're watching Maximo TV. See, we get to practice 5, 6, 7, 8, so we're already in.
Yeah, you got the counts and everything. Thanks, guys, so much. Enjoy.